in 4th place, having played only once in the past 5 weeks. An unimpressive 1-0 victory that was over Manchester City last week. Everton have won 9 of their last 10 league games in all competitions, 16 games since their last defeat, which was here by Leicester in mid-December. They are going well, James, are they not?
Too well for the comfort of anybody else, really, Elton, aren't they? They are the team to beat, and the way things are at the moment, it doesn't look as though anyone can beat them.
Top of the league, they're going for the double, and the guy really who's been taking all the headlines has been Gary Lineker, 33 goals so far, Jim.
Indeed, a marvellous strike rate. He's from 45 games, as you say, Elton, and the thing I could never understand, I've been watching this guy for 6 years now, because when he was at Leicester, I felt then that he was a player to be considered by one of the big major clubs. And yet years went by and nobody actually went in for him.
And now he's struck up this marvellous partnership with Graham Sharp.
Yes, he has,
here's
indeed.
one of the 33 goals, Jim.
That's absolutely true. You see Graham Sharp gets onto the ball there, and it's a beautiful lob through, and there's Gary on the end of it. Sign of a great striker. He knew that ball was going in the back of the net long before it actually reached there. You always tell a good goal scorer because he knows he's scored before it actually goes over the line.
Sharp, though, is the perfect forward.
He is indeed. I only wish, I hate to say this to all the Jock fans, but I only wish he was an Englishman, because here we do have the perfect partnership. And unfortunately, he's a Jock, so we can't have it for England.
Gary Lineker will go to Mexico, Jim.
Yes.
Who's his partner going to be then? Is it going to be Kerry Dixon?
Well, it could be Kerry. I mean, Kerry is always on the lookout for goals. I think his strength is that that's his game. I'm not so sure whether he plays so well with other players, but today in particular, you'll see him. He'll be looking for balls in the air where he could pose problems, actually, to Mountfield and Pat Vanderhaal.
Now, his little sidekick is David
Speedy. Little Speedy.
You like him, don't you?
Well, I do. He's always in where it matters. He's fast. He needles defenders, which is a nice thing. The only thing against him occasionally is he gets needles himself and tends to lose a bit of concentration. But this guy will get in there. He'll be amongst it for 90 minutes.
I think we're going to get goals this afternoon, James.
Well, I hope so, Elton. I think we will, and it's more important. The pressure's on Chelsea. It's far more important for them to win, so I think there will be a few goals around.
Well, let's join your sidekick now, Ian St John. But first of all, your match commentator, Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Elton. Let's have a look at the Everton team with, of course, Neville Southall in goal. Howard Kendall deliberated over the back four, and in for his first game for 6 months comes Derek Mountfield, who's preferred to Alan Harper. Left-back Neil Poynton, incidentally, passed a fitness test only this morning. In midfield, Kevin Richardson stands in for Peter Reid, who has a calf strain. And up front, there they are, Gary Lineker and Graham Sharp. 52 goals between them this season. The substitute is Adrian Heath. No injury worries for Chelsea. Eddie Nietzsche in goal. Southall's understudy for Wales. Darren Wood is switched to right back in place of Colin Lee, who's the substitute today. And in midfield, there's a recall for Nigel Spackman, who was bitterly upset at being dropped last week. Back two comes Pat Nevin, who was also left out against Manchester City. Kerry Dixon is still looking for full match fitness, but he has scored in each of his 3 matches against Everton this season. The referee is David Hutchinson from Harrogate, whose last appearance on Merseyside was 10 days ago at Anfield, when he took charge of the Milk Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Queen's Park Rangers. Well, defeat here wouldn't exactly end Chelsea's dreams of winning the title, but it would significantly widen the gap between the two clubs. But a Chelsea win could blast the situation at the top wide open. The conditions are perfect after early morning rain. Chelsea in a change strip, and a brave one really, to come here in Liverpool's all red. And here's Gary Stevens for Everton. Free kick given against Doug Roofy. And at the free kick, Derek Mountfield is making his way forward as Gary Stevens deliberates over the ball with Kevin Sheedy. Pat Vanderhaal has made a late run from the back as well. Stevens takes. Sharp going in. Graham Sharp's header, but Ian St John, I just wonder what you think about the decision to bring back Derek Mountfield.
Well, I think it's a brave decision because Derek's only had, what, 3 games, 2 reserve games and a youth game. And really, it is a gamble. And when you think last week Mark Higgins was in a similar position and it didn't work for Manchester United, that maybe, you know, it might not work today, but let's hope it does, because it's nice to see the big fella back.
He got a tremendous reception, did Mountfield, when he came out here to warm up from the Everton fans. And, of course, he was, in his youth, an Everton supporter himself. Here's Poynton. His injury, a spot of knee trouble, sustained against Luton here on Wednesday night. Bumstead. Joe McLaughlin with the header. Kevin Sheedy, who was also only recently back to full fitness after a cartilage operation. It'll be interesting to see whether Everton's machinery, which has been running so smoothly, can keep going today. Stevens with a throw. Speedy. He's given it away to Sheedy. And Lineker looking to get in behind McLaughlin, who sensibly kept his eye on the ball. Nevin, perhaps with a point to prove to John Hollins, his manager, who left him out somewhat surprisingly last week. And Pat Nevin is on the verge of a call-up for the full Scottish international squad. Alec Ferguson, in fact, announcing a party for the next Scotland international tomorrow. Flicked on by Sharp, collected by Stephen. Gary Stevens with the long throw. And McLaughlin forced into some difficulty, slicing the ball behind for the corner, which is the signal for Sheedy to go across to take. Stephen, back for Sheedy again. Chelsea starting to push out and then checking back. Chelsea have trained very hard this week to get themselves in the right frame of mind for a match of such importance, and Nevin is offside. Well, Kevin Ratcliffe sitting it out today. He's got ankle ligament injury.
I think one of the reasons that Mountfield has been brought back into the team is the centre-back positions the other night against Luton. Van den Houw and Harper, they got a little bit of trouble in the air, and I think Big Derek's height will be invaluable today against Dixon.
The whistle had already gone. The referee will have to step in here.
Well, Pat Van den Houw actually gave him an elbow in the face there. As the referee turned his back, both players walked away, and you'll see Van den Houw here give him an elbow in the face.
It's a question, really, of whether David Hutchinson saw that as clearly as our cameras did. Well, David Speedy is a very competitive man, but Van den Houw is a defender with a mean streak. And Speedy will have to be restrained, as Dixon had a word with him then, but Van den Houw's got away with it. Sheedy. The fourth meeting between these two clubs this season, and Kevin Sheedy, one of 3 players who have been sent off in past meetings. There may be a little bit of a feud simmering here. And McLaughlin concedes another corner. Well, Vanden Hauwe, who's perhaps fortunate to be on the field, has made his way up at the near post. Richardson takes the corner, and Niedzwiecki makes a safe catch. Speedy, beaten by Poynton. Here's Bumstead. Speedy caught offside.
Well, we keep pointing out about Speedy's habit of, just being offside, Martin, and remember the game we had, the cup tie with Liverpool. He was offside, he must have been about 15 times in the game. He's got to watch that because, so many good attacks for Chelsea break down in that.
Stevens. Now Rugby with Dixon the target further forward. Every header will bring confidence into Derek Mountfield, who's bound to be a bit rusty. Everton with a chance to put some pressure on again with Stevens' long throw, but he uses Trevor Steven. The goalkeeper coming in sharp, almost beating into it, and it's stabbed wide by Sheedy to the relief of Niedzwiecki.
Well, really, I didn't think the goalkeeper should have come out as far as that, Martin, because, you'll see here he's out about 16 yards. Well past the penalty area there when he came down, so he should have let the defender sort that one out.
Just for a second for Sheedy, the goal was gaping. Mountfield getting a special cheer for climbing above Dixon. Speedy offside again. Everton operate a square back 4. They push up quickly. And that back 4 protected by 4 strung across midfield as well. It's a pattern of team play that has worked so well for Howard Kendall's side. Sharp. It breaks for Stevens. And Richardson and Bumstead tangling, but both were concentrating on the ball. Neatly done by Kevin Richardson. He's such a valuable member of Howard Kendall's squad, but for how long, it remains to be seen. His contract's up at the end of the season. But he's beaten here by Nevin initially, and then Richardson, with the help of Sharp, retrieves. Sharp. And Bracewell looked left when Stevens was on to the right, and the moment was lost. But here's Sharp. And Mountfield in first again. In each of the 3 previous meetings this season, Chelsea have got off to a flying start with an early goal. Sheedy. Aiming for Sharp. Cut out by Darren Wood. Nevin. Reflecting Chelsea's appetite for the occasion. He was rather sold short there by Speedy's pass, and then Nevin, lunging late for the ball, was punished.
But nice skill by Pat Nevin there, Martin. I mean, he's such a dainty little player. He just skips over the ground. Lovely control of the ball. And I'm looking forward to him making an impact in this game today, because I think all the fans, whether you're Everton or Chelsea, you want to see a winger that can dribble by defenders.
Rugby's header. And planted forward by Van den Hauwe. Outfield will need a second bite at it. And kept the ball in play with the help of Gary Stevens. McLaughlin giving himself sensibly a couple of yards to compensate for the explosion of pace from Lineker. Here is Lineker. Sheedy. It's a fervent start to the match. But we still await for the first goal with 11 minutes gone. And Speedy caught Van den Hauwe that time, and the shot and the goal from Jerry Murphy. So Chelsea off to a flyer against Everton again for the 4th time this season. And Murphy's trusty left foot did the trick. After Speedy had jumped with Van den Hauwe, Dixon caused some confusion. It broke perfectly for Murphy.
I would think Howard Kendall may be a little bit annoyed at the tackling there as far as the Everton defenders were concerned, Martin. You know, weak challenge that went in there by both Mountfield and Stevens allowed the ball to run free to Jerry Murphy. You see that here. He just brushes aside Mountfield there, a pure tackle by Stevens, and there's Murphy with a sweet shot.
So Jerry Murphy picked up on a free transfer from Crystal Palace, John Holland's first signing, making a very useful contribution here at Goodison Park. And Ian, Chelsea have got their support here in force.
Yes, they have. And I mean, I was here at the Milk Cup game in December when Chelsea beat them 2-1. And again, you know, the Everton fans that were telling me that they believe that Chelsea are the best side to come here this year. So that's saying something, really. And I must say that night, Kerry Dixon scored a marvellous goal. And, you know, he'll give them problems again today. And to be a goal up at this stage of the game, great confidence booster for Chelsea.
It's Murphy's 3rd goal of the season. Everton do have a marvellous goal-scoring record on this ground. You have to go back almost 2 years to find the last occasion that they failed to score in a league game here. Speedy offside again. Taking the free kick quickly. Mountfield. Pates in with great determination, helped on by Speedy. Neil Poynton is facing Pat Nevin for the first time. The flag was for offside. For Pat Nevin, who's very much an independent thinker, and his style of play reflects his personality. Put forward by Bracewell. And Chelsea often use the ball quickly from the back to use the barnstorming style of Kerry Dixon. At the moment, the referee having to keep an eye on the challenges after the ball has gone.
Well, Graham Sharp slid in just a trifle late there as Rugby played the ball. And he's obviously caught him. It's not like Rugby to lie down, is it?
You can be sure that he's hurt. Norman Medhurst applying the treatment. Chelsea a side quite capable of looking after themselves. They've done well this season with a vigorous approach. Rugby quickly back in the fray. McLaughlin, Dixon, it grazed the post. And Kerry Dixon, who's still looking for his first goal of 1986. Very, very close indeed to giving Chelsea a 2-0 lead.
Well, they really did well, Chelsea, there, because they had a little movement as a free kick was taken. Speedy had moved away forward and allowed Dixon to come at the back. And when the ball was played in, he's jumping against Van den Houw. And there you are, hit the post. So, I mean, certainly going to give them problems in the air today.
Stephen. Murphy doing the chasing, and the slice off Colin Pates. Sheedy with the corner. And needs Veshki. Taking it in the end comfortably. Just a suspicion of a fumble. Dixon and Mountfield went Everton's way. Only his father has bumped him. Here's Wood. Although the ball hadn't been played that far forward, again the linesman was flagging. And again, I think it was David Speedy who ran into an offside position. Neil Poynton, named as the Young Player of the Month for February. The free kick giving Everton the chance again to send Mountfield forward. This time Van den Houw has stayed back. Mountfield, Sheedy! It was interesting there, Ian. Graham Sharp played a part in that by this little trick he has of jumping early and unsettling defenders, which allowed Mountfield to come in behind him.
That's right, and a good header there by Mountfield, played it across the face of the goal, and actually a super chance there for Sheedy. Not like him really to bash it as high as that, is it?
By
Usually
his
very
standards.
accurate with the left foot.
And McLaughlin getting too close to Lineker for the referee's liking. But you can be sure there will be steel in the tackling of Chelsea. A great deal to gain here in the championship race. And it was Pates who seemed to foul Shah. And the referee was very close. Bracewell. And again. Sharp again. And it wouldn't quite drop for Stephen, who was following in. It's a fine sight down this famous ground. The first major football stadium in England to be opened back in 1892. If you've just joined us, 21 minutes gone, and it's Everton 0, Chelsea 1. A goal in the 12th minute from Jerry Murphy.
Just watch here, Martin, that on the goalkeeper's kickouts, Jerry Murphy joins up with the other three forwards there and makes it a four-man attack, and it's causing Everton a few problems.
Bracewell. The pass took out two Chelsea players, Bumstead and Spackman. Sheedy. Good running from Paul Bracewell. Trevor Stephen inside him. And Colin Pate's got in the way for Chelsea. Paul Bracewell, perhaps the unsung hero of Everton's midfield. He's often the smartest with the haircuts provided by his hairdresser wife.
He actually was the best of the midfield players, in fact the best player on Everton's side the other night against Luton, Martin. I was at the game and played very well, Bracewell.
Sheedy. And that's Bumstead catching Dixon offside, but by pushing right up on the back defenders, there's always potential there for Chelsea. And it's a fascinating comparison between the pairings, Speedy and Dixon, Sharp and Lineker. And this time Sharp getting off the ground early and being adjudged to have held Colin Pates down. Well, those are the statistics for the strikers in the First Division, with Lineker and Sharp leading the way, but right at the bottom, Manchester United haven't had the best out of their pairing by any means. And of course, that pairing has now been changed with the arrival of Peter Davenport and Terry Gibson to add to the competition for places. Richardson. Well met by Pates. Bracewell. In their urgency, at times Everton looking in a little too much of a hurry. They're being harassed and hustled. Chelsea responding to the call of John Hollins. The Chelsea manager saying before the game that this was no place for shirkers. But here's Trevor Stephen for Everton. And Rugby. And then Spackman clearing Chelsea's lines. This time it was Richardson who left a foot in.
I must say, Martin, I don't think Everton are making the most of the chances to get the ball in the box. I mean, Trevor Stevens there had a great chance, nobody near him, and he hits the first defender. So this was something I noticed the other night against Luton. You know, they haven't been getting the ball in the box to where, say, some games ago, you know, when they were playing better. I think they're going through a little scrappy period at the moment.
And that came off Mountfield straight to Nevin. Bumstead. Nevin was rather fooled by the bounce as Mountfield tried to clear the ball with the header. Pates penalised for holding on Sharp. It has been a first half of stops and starts, a succession of free kicks. Sheedy with the free kick. And Murphy rather misjudged it. On from Spackman. Bracewell. Stevens. Into the run of Sharp. Brought away by Murphy. Chelsea always finding a way forward at the moment. It would have been an interesting ball had it arrived where it was intended, from Murphy towards Nevin. Spackman, who's a real workaholic in Chelsea's midfield. He was a lucky man then. Just passed behind Lineker, who would have been clean in. Poynton. Again, they pick out Dixon. And it was Speedy who was the furthest forward. And that stopped Chelsea in their tracks. It's certainly a red-blooded match. Nevin, tremendous run from Bumstead, and Chelsea penalised by the referee's whistle. Nevin can't believe it, and Bumstead, good work, comes to naught.
I can't believe that decision either, because a super ball by Nevin, okay, took a knock, but I mean, we have a player clear for Chelsea, so really the referee should have played advantage there.
Rugby and McLaughlin have come forward. There's Rugby. And Southall came rather late. Richardson. And a tangle with Rugby. Tempers spilling over again. And the notebook is out. And it's Rugby's name that will be recorded. Well, Chelsea lost a player here in the Milk Cup meeting when Darren Wood was sent off. Sheedy was sent off at Stamford Bridge in the Milk Cup, and in the league game, Neville Southall, of course, got his marching orders. So there is a history this season of trouble on the field. Spackman and Murphy at this time had gone too far forward. It's not an easy game, Ian, for the referee.
Well, it's not. As you were saying, probably a few little niggles, leftovers from previous meetings this season, and the referee obviously has got a difficult job with it, but you know, I think he's doing all right.
Drops for Sheedy. Not quite in the groove with his shooting this afternoon. It's 3 occasions now from differing ranges. The ball has fallen onto one of the best left foots in the First Division.
He's come back, Kevin Sheedy, from a cartilage injury, probably the quickest ever, I would think. Did he only miss a couple of games?
Yes, he was playing a reserve game after 15 days.
I think that's fabulous, but you know, it might take him a little bit longer just to get the feel back.
Wood. Half an hour gone. Everton 0, Chelsea 1. Bracewell. Here's Lineker. Sheedy wanting to take the free kick quickly, but it was a little too quickly for Sharp. But it's come for Graham Sharp now. Bumstead cut out by Poynton with Speedy darting on behind him. Speedy. Space here for Rugby. And the cross far too far ahead of Dixon and company. Murphy. Spackman and McLaughlin. Away by Mountfield. There hasn't been a great deal of cohesion in the passing so far. The tackling's been far too keen, really. Has dominated things in a congested midfield. Murphy. And Bracewell again, propping up in the right place for Everton. And a good pass to match his work defensively. Poynton. Chelsea so far have kept Everton really at arm's length. And that over-anxiety again, rather an unforced error by Gary Stevens. Just an extra touch might have helped. Speedy. Play on with Bracewell. And here's Lineker. And the first touch was just a little too strong. The timing off his line was sure by Nietzsche.
Well, that's the first real glimpse we've seen today of Lineker. Great ball through by Bracewell, and he just, as you say, Mark, knocked it a little bit too heavy with the first touch. But he's had a very quiet game, hasn't he? I mean, that's a part I don't think he's really been involved at all.
Everton really still struggling to provide the service from midfield. In the absence, of course, of Peter Reid, who not only can pass the ball, but can control the tempo of a match. And at the moment, the tempo here is much more to Chelsea's liking. And it's to their credit that they're maintaining it. Well, there's a spot of sun in the eyes of the Everton defenders here. Nevin. Everton thought he used the hand, but the referee was perfectly placed to judge. McLaughlin, Nevin, and the linesman, who's had a very busy first half on the far side, raises the flag again. Chris Henshaw from Warrington. Stephen. Sharp. And Stephen came on Rugby's blind side. And then the crowd certainly thought that he was impeded by the Chelsea left-back. The referee thought otherwise. Bumstead. 10 minutes of the first half remain. Here's Wood. Spackman in space. Dixon wanting the ball played into his feet. And Van den Hauwe read Spackman's mind. That's a mistake by Gary Stevens, and in Stevens' defence, he is playing with knee trouble. The right knee swells up after every game. But there's no chance for a rest for Everton players at the moment. And here's Bracewell. And that's a marvellous save. A full stretch by Nijveski, with Paul Bracewell not really noted for his goal scoring, given time here to set himself for the shot, and it deflected off McLaughlin. Bumstead concedes another corner, but it was a tremendous effort by Nijveski, really at full tilt, with the ball taking that deviation to get it behind. Sheedy, and here's Bracewell again, blocked by Rugby. A solid frame in the way. And here is Doug Rugby. Spackman. Still a spring in the step of Gary Stevens, despite that damaged right knee. Mountfield. Speedy couldn't quite hold it up for Chelsea, nor could Lineker for Everton, who Lineker really crowded out, and that's been a problem for Sharp to find space for themselves, but Dixon's doing that with Speedy here for Chelsea. Mountfield, and Speedy with that little trick of his, coming across, coming in late and getting the ball when the defender has set his sights. But for both sets of defenders, there's been a lot of aerial play to deal with. And it's over Mountfield. Past Vanden Hauw, Southall had to be very alert, with Kerry Dixon sneaking in, and a blood-spattered shirt, Pat Vanden Hauw. Just wonder whether he was caught in the incident that led to the Chelsea goal. He was certainly holding his head as the ball ran free in Murphy's direction. Spackman. Foul by Gary Stevens. And it's a bruising encounter.
Well, it's certainly not a classic, I'll tell you that. A lot of midfield stuff. It's very, very scrappy. Both sides really not playing to their best. With Chelsea probably playing a little bit better, as you think, than Everton.
And here's Nevin, beaten again by a goalkeeper, quick to react as a ball rolled on behind despairing defenders. I'm sure there's a little bit of personal rivalry between these two Welshmen, one at each end of the pitch, and they're both performing admirably so far. Reminder of the score if you've just joined us. Chelsea prizing their way into the lead through the left foot of Jerry Murphy. Nevin. McLaughlin wants to let it run, and Lineker was having none of that. Poynton. Now Bumstead. Really very little time for players to try and put their foot on the ball and build an attack. Bracewell. Everton charging for an equaliser before half-time. Stevens, now Richardson. Out by Pates. Well-directed clearance too. And the bounce was kinder to Dixon than Van den Hauwe, or rather, shall we say, Dixon predicted it the better of the two. But leaving Kerry Dixon forward, and just Van den Hauwe back there for Everton. Always a chance on the break. And it's McLaughlin, the latest player to incur the displeasure of the referee. And Gary Lineker, who has been struggling with a back injury in recent weeks. He's been very upset, actually, as a snooker addict. It's stopped him getting to the table. Van den Hauwe with the free kick. Sharp. Away from Murphy. Bracewell. Stevens with a more considered pass in the direction of Trevor Stephen. Chelsea defending well on block again. Lineker. Goal kick. Ian, we're used to seeing Everton play well as a unit and as a team and defend en masse, but Chelsea are giving them a bit of a taste of their own medicine here.
Well, they are, and but the thing about Everton, especially down the right-hand side where Stevens at right back and Stephen on the right side, were a lethal pair. You know, they were always attacking down that side and getting a lot of very good balls in. In the last few games I've watched, they haven't been doing that. Now, you're saying to me that Stevens, a fullback, has got a bad knee, and possibly that's the reason.
And having almost got a second chance, with Van den Hauwe and Mountfield, incidentally, playing together in the centre of defence for the first time for Everton. Van den Hauwe, of course, left back in the championship winning side. Here is Derek Mountfield. Well, Doug Rugby's more used to dishing it out than receiving it, but he's been caught once or twice in this first half of stern tackles and fierce commitment. Very much a folk hero in his days at Aberdeen. And the Chelsea fans have taken the big Scotsman to their hearts as well. Mountfield. Lineker will chase, but McLaughlin kept his eye on the ball. Sheedy. Now Sharp. Good support from Poynton. Not so the cross. And again, it's hump it forward and let Dixon do the work. And that's not a bad ploy against the centre-half who's playing his first senior game for 6 months. Stephen. Sheedy. But by their high standards, Everton have been wasteful in their passing in this first half. Bracewell. Now Stephen. Sheedy waiting by the near post. We'll have to wait a little longer because it's a free kick. Rugby already booked.
Oh yeah, he certainly flew in there, Doug Rugby. Was caught as Stevens turned inside him. It's certainly a foul, all right, but the big fellow just overcommitted himself.
That sounds like one Scotsman defending another.
No, I mean, defenders do that, don't they? They sail in, and sometimes you get caught if you skip the ball to the side, and they can fly in and catch a standing foot. But as you say, he's got to watch himself, already booked, so he really can't afford to do anything silly.
Well, several Everton players have gone into this match carrying injuries, as we have said. And it is a worry with match upon match at this stage of the season for a successful club. Every time a player goes down, there's extra cause for concern. But Adrian Heath sees the funny side of it. Maybe a chance yet again to make a contribution, as he has done regularly as substitute in recent matches. We're into stoppage time at the end of the first half. Maybe just time for Everton to take the free kick. Certainly their last chance, one would think, of getting back on level terms before the interval. Sheedy takes it. And Nitreski, to a great roar from those behind his goal, makes the safe catch again.
But another wasted ball, really, Martin. You know, you can't afford just to knock the ball into the goalkeeper's hands. You know, Everton have been very thoughtless.
It is half-time, and Chelsea will be very pleased with their work in a bruising first 45 minutes. They've got the goal from Jerry Murphy in the 12th minute, and they've really frustrated Everton, who certainly haven't been at their best. We'll take a break now. After that, the views of Jimmy Greaves. Make sure you stay with us.
Are you worried about your audit next Thursday?
Not at all.
Are you worried that few women make it to the board?
No.
Are you worried about your daughter going out with a punk rocker?
Not really.
Are you worried about a floppy disk losing all your payroll records?
No.
With 3M floppy disks, there are no worries because 3M test every single one, so everyone is guaranteed 100% error-free for life. 3M floppy disks. One less thing to worry about.
Nationwide Bonus Builder is a remarkable savings scheme that you can start with just £100. And as your savings grow, Bonus Builder automatically pays you higher interest, so larger savings get Nationwide's top rate of 9.5%. And yet, you can take money out again at any time with no loss of interest. But while your money is growing, it's helping to fund schemes like this one on Merseyside for the first-time buyers and the retired. It's all part of putting the building back into society at Nationwide.
This is just like the dances at home. Girls have to dance with each other back there too, while the blokes nipped out for a drop of the amber nectar. Screw! There's a bloke down there with no strides on.
Fosters, the Australian for lager.
Since its launch, sales of the Cavalier have rocketed. A family car that drives like a sports car. Small wonder it's taken off. And now with 8 fuel-injected models, it's still a jump ahead of its rivals. The new fuel-injected Vauxhall Cavaliers. Fly one soon.
Crunchy, honey, malty. Start the taste.
Wall's Viennetta could leave you with one small problem. One slice is never enough.
Budget week. Would a change in family tax allowances create more jobs for men by keeping women in the home? Will you be better off by the end of the week? The Times Budget Ready Reckoner helps you work it out as the news comes in. Plus the complete analysis. The Times translates the figures to put the budget into focus. Championship points. Navratilova on Lloyd, Lloyd on Navratilova. The Times umpires the match, starting this Tuesday. It gives you the depth of vision you're looking for, from politics to pop, social problems to sport. The Times puts it all into focus.
welcome back. The half-time score at Goodison Park, Everton 0, Chelsea 1. Not a lot of cultured football, Jim, but it's a bit more like a cup tie, isn't it?
It is a cup tie, actually. Well, I suppose it is really, Elton, isn't it?
It's
At the end of the day, it's as important as one. It's a good game, though, isn't it? Very exciting.
Very physical, and that pattern was set very early on.
Oh, very early on, indeed.
Pat caught Speedy.
Pat Vandenhouwe did a little one on Speedy, which wasn't very nice. Fortunately for him, nobody saw it. But it has been a physical game, yes. But I've thoroughly enjoyed the first half. It's been great.
Well, Chelsea fans, just a few yards away from us here, they were delighted when Jerry Murphy got that goal after 12 minutes. I think
why
it's
not?
worth having a look at that, isn't it?
Long goal kick, and we was remarking on the length of the keeper's kicks, and he can certainly kick them, and it created a bit of confusion there. A bit of poor tackling, I think, by the Everton defence allowed Jerry Murphy in, and he made no mistake. Well taken goal.
And Gary Stevens,
until then, Gary Stevens was a bit airy-fairy, wasn't he, about it all?
Not only that, but when coming forward as well with Trevor Steven, I think he made the point.
Actually, there's been a disappointment in the first half. Both their distribution, particularly Trevor Stevens' crossing, has been very poor. I think that's something that they'll have to look to in the second half if they're going to create a few more chances.
Everton could so easily have gone in at half-time, 2-0 down.
Yes, indeed. As we thought would pose a threat in the air, and sure enough, it came along. And a good header, this. He must be feeling a little bit unhappy about this. It was a good flick. Neville Southall was well beaten. He was just standing there, and it caught the post and just went the wrong side as far as Kerry was concerned.
Chelsea have created, Jim, 2 very good chances. One they converted, one that they didn't. Everton really haven't created anything, have they?
Everton's passing's not been... The final ball has been poor, except on 2 or 3 occasions. Bracewell, I think, in the middle of the field's having a good game, and he's laid a couple of good balls through, which have just been a little bit overrun. But
he came closest to scoring.
He came closest to scoring as well when that shot was deflected, and that was a great save by Ned Whiskey.
Well, they used to call him
Neddy.
Well, they used to call him Eddie Nige at Wrexham. I think it's probably a good decision, wasn't it? But he's very safe, isn't he?
Not a bad choice. Well, it was a hell of a good save, that. And obviously it's kept Chelsea in the game. Really, what can you say? Chelsea don't have to do anything now, do they? It's all down to Everton. They've got to...
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't think it's going to be as easy as that.
No, but if Chelsea play the same way as they've been playing, it's up to Everton to improve their game. I think they're the team that the onus is on now. They've got to raise the level of their standard of play. Chelsea have been playing quite comfortably within themselves.
All right, Jim, we will see the second half coming up in about 5 minutes' time, but for now, we're going to take a short break.
We're here to test the astonishing acceleration of the new Renault 5 GT Turbo. And there we have it. There'll be another commercial along in a minute. Meanwhile, here is some music. The Renault 5 GT Turbo. What's yours called?
Fancy footwork from CMOD.
Pizza Land. We've got a passion for pizza.
NEC is a world leader in computer and communications technology. From satellites and earth stations, NEC advanced telecommunication networks encompass the world, transmitting the images and data that unite nations. NEC is also a leader in office automation systems, with a wide range of computers, facsimile, and other advanced business equipment. Included among NEC systems are some of the world's most powerful supercomputers. In the home, this same high technology is employed in the design and manufacture of NEC home electronic systems. All of these products are based on an unrivaled expertise in semiconductors, of which NEC is one of the world's leading manufacturers. From the benefits of CNC computers and communications comes the opportunity to meet the future with NEC.
Your best bet for a fuller flavour.
Carling Black Label.
Tender moments. Over 40 minutes of beautiful love songs recorded specially for lovers
Still using that cheap stuff, Deirdre? Try this.
Adrian's Carling Black Label. Your best bet for a fuller flavour.
Carling Black Label.
Well, a moment or two before the teams come out, let's take the opportunity of having a word with Gary Lineker's biggest fan, who's here watching the game this afternoon, the snooker player Willie Thorne. Cue John Helm.
Well, Willie, I would say that Gary's been somewhat snookered in that first half.
Yeah, they played very well against him the first half, kept him well shut out, and of course the lads are just going by us now as we talk, and I'm sure they'll get in and do the business the second half.
Have you got a word of advice there for Gary?
No, he just scores by, and you know, hopefully he'll score this half. He's been completely shut out, really, completely shut out.
Just tell us how good a snooker player he is, Willie.
Very good snooker player. He's made 5 century breaks. His highest is 1-3-2, so he's a very good snooker player. A little bit better footballer than he is a snooker player, though.
All right, how do you think this second half's going to go?
I'm sure they'll win, get 2 goals this second half.
All right, Willie, thanks very much. Let's
Pleasure
go
to
back
you, John.
And rejoin our match commentator, Martin Tyler.
Thank you, John. Well, the importance of this match, rather restricting the quality of the football in the first half, but not the sense of excitement here. Chelsea on a ground where they won, as we've been saying, in the Milk Cup this season, and they won here in the First Division last season in a thriller by 4-3 when Gordon Davis got a hat-trick for Chelsea that day. So the Everton hopes now depending on Willie Thorne's pal, Gary Lineker. Ian, what do you think Howard Kendall would have been saying to Everton after that first half?
Well, I think he would be saying to them, look, lads, for God's sake, let's get a hold of the ball and start knocking it around a bit. I mean, that is Everton's style of play, and it's something they've just not been doing. Chelsea have had the better of the football that's been played today, and I think Howard will be upset the way his boys are playing. They've got to keep a hold of it, and they've got to make sure that the balls going into the box are quality balls to give Lineker and Sharp a chance.
So Chelsea 45 minutes here away from what would be a marvellous victory for them. A lot will depend, you can be sure, in the second half on Eddie Nijveski. Everton are the leading scorers in the First Division with 71 goals in 31 games before today. Attacking the Gladys Street end in the second half, behind which their supporters are massed in their thousands. Pates. Everton's throw. Sharp coming to meet it. McLaughlin and Bumstead away for Chelsea. That's good play from David Speedy to buy his side some time. Poynton. Lineker. Now Bracewell. Well, there was an easier pass on for Gary Stevens. He was looking instead for Graham Sharp in the middle, where Sharp had gone offside. Jerry Murphy's goal, still the difference between the two sides. Speedy. Here is Murphy. Well, every block and tackle by a Chelsea player at that end of the field will be warmly appreciated by John Hollins, I'm sure. Keeping Everton pressed back, not allowing them to build their football from the back, and there is John Hollins. He and Howard Kendall have trod similar paths really in football. Well, he's a smiling man, but he's got a very tough streak to him, I can tell you that, John Hollins, a great competitor, and one of the under-40s amongst the First Division managers. 2 months difference in the ages between John Hollins and Howard Kendall, who played together in the England youth side back in 1964. Kenny Dalglish, the youngest, with the ultimate responsibility. Here's Sheedy. Everton will certainly be looking to the likes of Kevin Sheedy to be more incisive with their passing in the second half. Easier said than done against a highly determined and combative Chelsea defence, and indeed midfield, where a lot of important challenges are going in. Lineker looking to get behind McLaughlin and Patestown, and he timed his run well, but the ball didn't drop. McLaughlin sorted that. Van den Hauwe. Speedy. And quick piece of thinking by Spackman. Nevin with a chance to make the most of a cross there, which he didn't do, but Chelsea have their first corner. And it's come 5 minutes into the second half. They've got quite a strike force there around the near post. Rugby is there. McLaughlin as well. Pates and Dixon coming from the back. And Southall coming through the pack. And if he thought about clearing it quickly and looking up, he would have seen Lineker policed by Wood and by Bumstead. Sharp. Stevens. Pushed by Bumstead on Paul Bracewell. Well, they've made very little from free play, have Everton. What can they do here at a set piece? Sharp going off on his run. And Mountfield coming round the back. And again, splendid judgment from Nijfeshki.
Well played, the goalkeeper there, Martin. That was a superb save, wasn't it? I mean, Sheedy took it quickly before everybody was settled and bent it in, and the goalkeeper decided that's mine all the way and took it cleanly.
Gives great confidence to the defenders around him doing that sort of thing. dispossessed Nevin unfairly. So a set play at one end gives way to one at the other. Rugby stays back, but McLaughlin's on his way. Wood over the ball, in from Nevin. Just knocked away from the head of Speedy. Murphy. Here's Spackman. Everton pushing out. Wood sensibly keeping it short. Darren Wood again. Now Nevin. And Chelsea putting one or two passes together here to the delight of their supporters, without as yet making any really meaningful progress. But Van den Hauwe with a tentative touch, reflecting some anxiety there for Everton.
2 in a row there for Van den Hauwe, conceding corner kicks, not wanting to clear it with his left foot, Martin, and going with the outside of his right foot, conceding the corners.
The outswinger this time from Nevin. And Richardson went for the same ball. Lineker. Murphy is perhaps not known for the keenness of his tackling, but he's playing a full part, Jerry Murphy. Always been a skillful player in midfield. Hoping through Chelsea to get back in the Republic of Ireland squad, now under Jack Charlton, of course. Stephen and Lineker homing in. Nevin. Murphy checking wide. Bumstead. Cleverly down from Speedy. He will jump again here with Stephen, with a little bit more determination than the Everton player. Smuggled out by Bracewell. But so far defensively, Chelsea keep coming up with the answers. The example set by the captain, and indeed by the goalkeeper. Eddie Nijveski, a Liverpool fan as a boy, and I'm sure relishing keeping Everton at bay here. McLaughlin too close to Lineker. Sharp going in, it falls for Stephen, good blocking by Murphy. Well, he's made one contribution at the attacking end for Chelsea, and he was in the right place defensively then. Again, Stevens winding for the long throw, out by Rugby. A lot of height at the back for Chelsea. In from Stevens, it's Mountfield beyond the far post, it's Sharp. And now Richardson setting up Stephen, or trying to do so. And Nijveski there again. Sheedy! Well, almost every Everton player in that penalty area had a bite at it. Stephen, then Lineker, and that was a marvellous piece of reflex goalkeeping again from Nijveski. And then Sheedy agonisingly wide for Everton.
Well, after that, you've got to think, is this, you know, going to be Chelsea's day? Because no wonder Johnny Hollands is laughing there. How that one stayed out, you know, nobody knows.
Dixon. Nodded down by Speedy. Here's Murphy. And one thing for Everton, they daren't concede a second goal here. It's been a really uphill struggle to pull one back. And now Spackman trips Sheedy, and he's going to be spoken to by the referee. David Speedy foolishly getting involved himself. It's Spackman's problem. He brought Kevin Sheedy down. So he joins Rugby in the referee's notebook. So just as John Hollins is a smiling face, Howard Kendall just masked there by Mick Heaton, all frowns and anxiety. Stephen, the angle widened, and in that moment the chance was lost. Nijveshki is annoyed with his defenders.
I think that's a little indication, Martin, of when things are not running for you. You know, Trevor Stephen, when he's on song, he was just to hit that ball first time. He wanted 2 bites at it and then just overruns it. And I think that's, you know, the way the thing has been going for Everton today. Everybody's wanting a little bit extra touch on the ball.
Speedy, a lovely touch to him from Pat Nevin, who's busying himself in the middle along with Dixon. This is Spackman. That came off Richardson, I think. But the referee points for a goal kick. And Neville Southall in a hurry. Well, if support ever brought a goal, Everton have tremendous following here at Goodison Park, trying to lift their side from what has been a rather mediocre performance from the First Division leaders and reigning champions. And we say again that all credit to Chelsea for that. They competed for every ball. They did get the boost of an early goal, as they have done in the 3 previous meetings between these 2 clubs this season, in which Chelsea are unbeaten. McLaughlin away from Mountfield, but not very far. Bumstead. Speedy frustrated again, and he does show it. Stephen. Murphy chasing back. And help too from Spackman. Again, good team play from the visitors. Stevens, sharp the target. Mountfield driving on. Made the most of his luck, made his own luck. And he's brought Everton a corner. Well, he's lasting the pace well. Everton looking for Sharp and Vanden Hauwe in that near post area from Sheedy's corner. Chelsea closed the door on them then. Stevens, space for Bracewell, pointing to his left. Everton filling the middle, and Poynton not allowed to cross. Spackman saw to that. Peter Reid was singing Nigel Spackman's praises yesterday. Speedy. Dixon. Rugby. Chelsea happy to get it forward. Mountfield. Now Bracewell, space here for Sharp. Lineker's unmarked to his left. Sharp saw the whites of the goalposts and really was quite entitled to go it alone. But on the bench, signs of disappointment, and indeed from Sharp too. This was the chance.
Well, I think he had to go on his own there. Lineker was schooling for the ball on the other side, but I mean, if you get a clear run at goal there, and, you know, clear shot from the edge of the box, and I think you've got to go alone and hit it.
I think Sharp just then explaining to Lineker just what you said, Ian. Lineker was furious that the pass didn't come, but there was no great angle for Sharp to have to worry about. But he was off the target. Pates. It's fast, it's furious. Can Chelsea still lead? Play pull back for an Everton free kick. The referee finding it hard rather to make his whistle heard in the din. It's an indirect free kick. Sheedy might be involved here. Also, Gary Stevens. With it being slightly to the left of centre, might suit the right-footed player. Here's Stevens, and Nitreski got a touch. It was well within his reach, but the pace of it almost seemed to take him by surprise. And he thrust up his arms and turned the ball over. Bracewell, another corner. Kevin Richardson to take it. And well met for Chelsea by Kerry Dixon. Nitreski having to fight through the crowd, but he's having a marvellous afternoon, Ian.
He's having a fabulous game, the goalkeeper, yes.
Just one cap for Wales as a substitute, and that's because of the man at the other end. But he's staking his own claim here at Goodison Park. Nevin, nicely picking out David Speedy. Nevin's offside. Well, Pat Nevin accepted being left out last week for the home match against Manchester City and has rolled up his sleeves, literally and metaphorically. And he's giving a very competitive performance. Sheedy. The interception from Darren Wood. Everton do have, of course, the option of Adrian Heath. And Howard Kendall now having to make the decision of if and when to use his substitute. And, of course, who to bring off. Sharp, Lineker, and he wanted to go for the ball rather than dive for a possible penalty, which was to Lineker's credit. Here he is again. Stephen and Sheedy have joined Sharp in the middle. Bracewell. And Rugby and Pates almost getting in each other's way. This is Sharp. Obstructed by Pates. Graham Sharp with the confidence there to take Pates on and try and make things happen for Everton. A welcome touch of ambition, and they've got the benefit of a free kick from it. Van den Hauwe, but Wood was flattened on the edge of the area, and it's a free kick to Chelsea.
All credit this afternoon to the centre-backs of Chelsea, you know, Rugby and Pates. I think they've done a marvellous job, Martin. Anything that's come in from corner kicks, free kicks, you know, they've been there nodding them away, and they've really had a great afternoon when you think about it.
And McLaughlin as well.
Yes, sorry, yeah, and McLaughlin. Actually, I meant to say McLaughlin.
But Rugby's height used in the centre at those defensive set plays there for Chelsea. And they are well served in that respect. And when Colin Lee's playing at right back, they've got 4 6-footers in there to do that. Well, Howard Kendall's side have been met stride for stride here by Chelsea. Off goes Lineker. He battled well for his side then. Pates wanted the ball to run behind. Lineker chased it to the very line and won the corner. And Rugby climbing there again. Played wide again by Sheedy. This is Richardson. Mountfield. Well, Derek Mountfield's come up with some important goals in the last season and a half or so for Everton. And he was homing in there as the goalkeeper had difficulties dealing with the cross.
Well, Everton could be doing with a Derek Mountfield goal this afternoon, Martin, because the way things are going, you know, they're not creating much, are they? And when you think of Derek, he would score his goals from corner kicks and free kicks, all the scrambly stuff, and he could well be doing with one like that this afternoon.
Speedy, a nice turn, and the pass from Spackman. Kept in by Wood. Darren Wood, formerly captain of England schoolboys, like his father Terry before him. Speedy, and now Nevin. It was a wasted moment for Chelsea. He wanted time that you just don't have that close to goal.
Well, he did look, he had all the space in the world at the back post there. He brought it down. And I think maybe even he could have played a ball there behind him to Bumstead for a shot.
McLaughlin. Well, it's been pressure from Everton without any degree of penetration. Stephen, play on, says the referee. And there was just a suggestion that there might have been a free kick on the edge of that area. And Derek Mountfield, you might remember, got that semi-final winner for Everton against Luton last season. He does have that happy knack. Bracewell, and it hit Mountfield, and that was far from happy for Everton. Speedy, 3 forward for Chelsea. Well, Nevin wasn't offside, but Dixon had come back from an offside position too late. So Everton have hustled and they bustled, but now they want to bring on Adrian Heath for Kevin Richardson. With 19 minutes left. Heath, who's contributed important goals for Everton in cup ties recently against Tottenham and against Luton as a substitute. Sheedy. Was driven in by Stevens. Won't be easy for Adrian Heath to adjust to the tempo of such a frenetic match. Stevens. Heath trying to go beyond Sharp, but Sharp looks again here and was caught by pace. Sharp disappointed because Everton still have the ball, but it is a free kick, only a couple of yards from the edge of the penalty area. And this could be the signal for Sheedy. Everyone but Neville Southall in and around that Chelsea penalty area. Here's Sheedy, and the wall did its job. Nijveski had already committed himself to a dive. The execution of the free kick wasn't quite right for Everton. It's a corner, conceded by Bumstead. Sharp, and the flick came that time, and Stevens. Chelsea getting bodies in the way. And Speedy, impulsive to say the least. Angry reactions on the Everton bench. And David Speedy in trouble again. Keep his thoughts to himself. If he just channeled his highly competitive instincts into playing the game, you do sense he would be an even more effective performer for Chelsea. The point has surely been made by David Hutchinson. And now he and Spackman must go back the required distance. Rugby came in with purpose to deny Vanden Hauwe. It's a battle here to the very last. 15 minutes left. Chelsea hanging on to their one-goal lead. The punch from Nijveski dropped well for Chelsea in the direction of Bumstead. Lineker, here's Adrian Heath. One or two things starting to happen inside that penalty area now for Everton.
Well, they're having their best spell of the match now, Martin, and you really feel that they've got to get a goal very, very quickly now. Otherwise, you know, Chelsea might get a second win and hang on. Adrian Heath right in the action there.
Forward from Wood, collected by Speedy with great technique. Delivered early by Southall, won by Heath. Stephen, again, his touch uncharacteristically unsure, Trevor Stephen. A leading contender to play the Steve Coppell role, as it's been labelled, for England in the World Cup finals. And Mountfield, again, will be pleased to just have the edge on Dixon there. Here's Heath. Goal kick. But Ian, he's given Chelsea a different type of problem.
Well, that's right. He's such a sharp little player, Adrian Heath. No point knocking balls up to him in the air. So, you know, the ball on the floor could cause him more problems in what's left of this match. Adrian Heath, a very good player, I think, class player. And, you know, I'm glad he's on now because, as you say, he could change it for Everton in this last 10 minutes or so.
Heath, one of the Everton players whose contract is up at the end of the season, and at the moment seems likely to leave in the quest for regular first-team football. Richardson, Harper and Reed are still to accept the Everton offer the next season, but here's Dixon with the linesman flagging. And the referee needing to have his attention attracted to the linesman by the Everton players. It is an Everton free kick. No harm done. Stephen, this is Lineker. More and more frantic, the roars from the crowd calling for a penalty anytime there's any suggestion of contact in that penalty area. But the final ball lets them down again. The culprit Gary Stevens this time. Well, John Hollins has hardened and developed this Chelsea side, which was really put together initially by John Neal, his predecessor, and Ian McNeil. But he knows how close now, with 12 minutes left, he and his players are to what would be a tremendous 3 points for them. Speedy. And Southall almost into the crowd to get the ball back quickly. It's Chelsea's free kick. Take their time, and a crowd of more than 30,000, which is better than the attendance for the league game here last season. Spackman. Stevens peels away, but Southall with only one thought to send the ball long. Bracewell. Been very few occasions when Everton have got behind Chelsea, as Heath tries to do here and succeeds. Stevens, that was a tremendous header. Not matched by Stevens' shot. A great awareness by Gary Stevens after Adrian Heath initially picked a route cleverly to the goal line here to get in a good angle for his cross. It was deflected on, and Gary Stevens saw Trevor Steven and angled the ball to him, and that was the outcome. Pointer. Well, I'm sure Speedy went for the ball, but it's a difficult moment for him. But a good reaction from Neil Poynton. Had he writhed around on the ground, he might just have led to David Speedy getting sent off there. Pates. Stephen. Nijveski for the umpteenth time for Chelsea in the right place.
Yeah, he was in the right place, man, because anywhere else across the face of the goals there, and there was about 3 or 4 blue jerseys just when he touched that one home.
Funny enough, Chelsea's problems this season have all come at home. They've gone out of both cup competitions on their own ground. They've twice failed in opportunities to go top of the First Division by not making full advantage of home fixtures. But away from home, Jerry Murphy's goal here has brought the best out of the Chelsea performance. And they'll enjoy, I'm sure, playing on a surface like this, because the Stamford Bridge pitch resembles a desert at the moment.
Well, that's right, the pitch is very good here, and you wonder why the football hasn't been of a better quality, because the surface is lovely.
Spackman. It's a Chelsea throw. They'll be quite happy to let a few more seconds pass. Rugby came across. Sheedy. And Heath got away here. Lineker in the middle. Van den Hauwe. Free header away from McLaughlin. Well, he'd certainly produced some pep in the short time he's been on. Stephen. Bracewell. Corner. Nerve-tingling moments these for the Chelsea supporters. Again, it was a splendid leap by Colin Pates. Everton haven't been able to make Sheedy's left foot work for them at those right-wing corners. Sharp. And did Rugby push Sharp then? To my mind he did, but not to the referees. Speedy. And Dixon. It was handball. The finish was exemplary, but he indicates that he thought it was his chest.
Well, a little example of the, you know, the striking force. Speedy and Dixon have, just ran down his arm there. But a good finish after that, wasn't it?
So it stays 1-0 to Chelsea. 5 minutes to go. Heath, Sharp, Heath again. And Lineker, Sheedy! They forced it in. After all the high crosses, they took Chelsea on the ground through Heath. Nijveski blocked from Lineker, but Sheedy was left with an open goal.
Well, all credit to Adrian Heath. You know, his substitution really has turned the game for Everton in the last 10 minutes. You know, he's causing so many problems for Chelsea. Taking them on in the box as he did there, a lovely little ball. And that's the first break really Everton have had today, where the ball pops up invitingly, and Sheedy just needs to nod it in the empty net.
Sensing a winner. A moment ago, I'm sure he'd have settled for 1-1. Well, we're used to seeing Kevin Sheedy bend them in with his left foot. Close-range headers aren't always his speciality, but he was in the right spot for Everton then. Stephen. And just too high for Sharp. Everton with the bit between the teeth now. And this is really what champions are made of on a day when you're not at your best, when luck doesn't run for you. You just have to keep battering away as Everton have done and make your own luck. Nijveski, here's Heath. Chelsea a little slow pushing out, and the goalkeeper's lost it as he was fouled by Mountfield. It's a rip-roaring finish from Everton. It was looking like defeat. It could yet be victory. Stephen. Well, several of the Everton players, as we said in the first half, are carrying injuries, but to their credit, they're finishing so strongly. And that's what comes from having a run where you're not used to getting beaten. But is there still sting left in Chelsea? They've got a free kick. One for them by Speedy. We're inside the final minute. Rugby is there at the far post as Nevin looks. Pates is there and McLaughlin. Everton have set their wall. And McLaughlin came in.
The Chelsea boys were complaining that actually they never got a touch at all, and I think it was Derek Mountfield that headed it over.
It certainly looked like that, Ian. McLaughlin. It hasn't been a classic in terms of the football content, but it's been a match at the top of the First Division with lots of cut and thrust. And I don't think too many would dispute the result if 1-1 is the way it's going to stay. Sharp. Sheedy. It's the Chelsea nerves that are showing now. Trevor Stevens sprinting across to take the corner. And again, Pates deals with it. Stephen a second time. Screened by Sharp. And hit by Sheedy. Instantly. It was almost nonchalant by Nijveski. The referee looks at the watch. Chelsea have once again denied Everton a victory at their expense. Jerry Murphy gave them a 12-minute lead that they held until the last 5 minutes when Kevin Sheedy struck. Everton not at their most fluent, but Chelsea determined not to be knocked back in the championship race by the defending champions. So a final score at Goodison Park: Everton 1, Chelsea 1. We'll take a break and then be back with Elton Wellesby and Jimmy Greaves.